Stoneworks. It's one of the biggest geopolitical RP servers on Minecraft and only about a year and a half old. My name is GamingDerp, and I've been playing on Stoneworks for almost a full year now. I've seen empires rise and fall, friendships start and end, and wars bigger than you could ever imagine. And this is my story. Or at least a brief one. The date was May 5th, 2021. I was scrolling through YouTube, waiting for something to pique my interest, and then I saw it. How to Make History in Minecraft. Uploaded by a channel called Stoneworks, I watched the video and was immediately hooked as soon as I saw a mention of something called banditing, a playstyle that required an application, a special role, and the ability to kill and loot other players anywhere in the world. I joined the Discord and then tried to join the Minecraft server, but it had a queue, so I didn't join until 2 full days later on May the 7th, 2021, and that's where my journey really began. I joined Rathnir, and after a bit of wandering, I started mining for minerals. The farthest I managed to get though was some plain iron tools, but they'd work as needed. After a few days of being a nomad, I saw a message in the in-game chat advertising a town. It was part of a big nation. After heading to the town, I officially applied and joined my first nation on Stoneworks, the nation of Bardonia. After about a week or so there, with not much progress besides getting plain diamond gear, I left the town and joined another Bardonian town called Mavos. I soon made a Discord server called the Rathnir Discord Archive, which is now the Stoneworks Discord Archive. The town of Mavos is where I met Jacob Owl, CB, and some other prominent figures in my story. After about a month of playing on the server, there was a new world that was planned to come out. I was part of a group that was going to go on the new server, get resources, set up a settlement, and well, I was going to help colonize Eldom for Bardonia, which was back on Rathnir. The nation was named Batu. We got the settlement built and almost immediately got into a small skirmish with another nation called Jabal. We took over their capital and crushed them though. Our first settlement was called Lazity. It is still a sprawling city that's alive in the present day Volpurium. This is where my head collecting habit started and the first Hall of Heads was built. Batu became a prominent world power in the early days of Eldom, but my intentions of becoming a bandit and my tendencies to kill almost anybody I saw that wasn't a part of Batu made my fellow nation members not want me there so much. So soon after, I joined another nation called Ravenguard. Ravenguard is ran by two bandits named One Tapped and Sponte. I officially got my bandit tag on June 6, 2021. One Tap, Sponte, and I went on bandit raids together for a bit. A few days later, on the 11th of June, I created another Discord server called the Red Lounge, which was a secret chatting Discord for bandits, pirates, and mercs, up until the merc tag became easy to get, that is. I slowly faded away from Batu, all while my head collection and prominence as a bandit grew. After fighting in a few wars, I joined a few other nations such as Varntorm and Cog. As a bandit, I was getting lots of kills and accumulated a lot of gear. I made a new house in Ravenguard's capital, Ravencrest, and started work on my lair. Using LA Spawn and LA Unstuck to get out of spawn traps, free gear was basically only a command away. But LA Unstuck got patched, and eventually bandits lost the ability to TP. So I had an idea. Why not walk the entire map and raid each city and town I find? So that's exactly what I did. After a few months, I had finished walking the entire map of Eldom, and I was the first one to do so. Looking around the shadier sides of Stoneworks, I saw that there were some mercenary groups open. Merc groups are used when people want to place hits on one another, or just hire some people to help their nation fight in a war. I decided to open my own, and it was called Soulstealer Inc. I soon got a bit bored though, and decided to make an amusement park of all things. So after a bit of saving, I eventually got to 1 million coins, the in-game currency Stoneworks uses. I flattened an entire island with a few workers I hired, mostly from Ravenguard, and we got to work. The few things that actually got designed were the PvP arena, a pawn shop, the central market, a museum for my head collection, and a nightclub. After sinking tons of money into paying the builders, resource collectors, and for their designs themselves, I was broke. The only things that actually got built on Eldom though were the central market and a pawn shop. Eventually the idea was scrapped, I deleted the claim and became a bit inactive. I still stayed on the server though, because I didn't have much else to do honestly. A running joke we had in Ravenguard was that I was going to fight Stoney Stoner, one of the two owners and operators of the server. After a bit of talking to him and a lot of convincing, he agreed. So one day, while we were both on, he said he was ready. He TP'd me up to the Ravencrest arena and we fought. It was a very close match, but I came out on top. I got to keep his head and add it to my collection. Politics happened, and a nation called Goondium merged with Ravenguard and formed the current nation of Goongard, a worldwide powerhouse that I've been with almost since the founding of it. At some point though, things became interesting. I managed to complete a quest given by the leader of Ravenbrook, Sanddoom, and I got an elytra. Just a few days later, one-tapped Paul and my in-game roommate Cammy of T got elytras too, and we became what is now sarcastically dubbed the Goongard Air Force. After about 6 to 7 months of wearing only that tag, through all the debuffs, the bandit hunters, the massacres I committed, and running a mercenary group that was now defunct, I decided it was my time. I was already out of my prime, and it was best to end on a high note. After that, I just became a wanderer. Well, I still had a home, but I explored the world again. About 2 to 3 weeks ago though, I started making plans and collecting resources for another big project of mine, the Derp Mart shopping complex. It would house a shop, obviously, a PvP arena, my head museum, and a nightclub, along with some other community shops along the roads. That's currently in the works, and you'll have to wait to see how that goes. And don't worry, I'll have more videos to tell about my adventures in depth later on. Thank you all for watching, go leave a like, a comment, and subscribe if you don't mind. Bye!